Hi, this is Dave, and before we get to the show, I wanted to ask you a favor. One of our goals this year is to grow the show so that What Does Star Wars Mean to You reaches more listeners. And that's where we're asking you for help. And it's really easy. Wherever you listen to us, please hit that subscribe button. If you're liking the show, give us a 5-star rating and review on the platform you listen to us. We make a lot of fun of the algorithm and the smash that button thing, but it really does help us get noticed by new fans. And if you want to join in on the conversation, find us on social at Star Wars Mean to You. That's Star Wars Mean, the number 2 in the letter U. Now, let's chat some Star Wars.
Hello there, this is Elora, and I'm a prequel trilogy kid.
And this is Dave, and I'm an original trilogy kid. And you're listening to What Does Star Wars Mean to You? The show where we talk to all kinds of fans of the franchise, from industry insiders to indie artists, from obsessive mythologists to mega collectors, all for one goal, to take the hate out of the debate by focusing on one fan at a time, to find out what does Star Wars mean to you. Plus, it's just fun to chat Star Wars.
We love chatting Star Wars, and welcome to our episode between episodes, which right now is just the episode before all episodes.
Yes, because we're back.
We're back. We're welcoming you to Season 3. This is where Dave and I deep dive on all of our favorite aspects of our guest interviews and just kind of talk about anything interesting to us each week. But since you haven't heard any of our Season 3 guest interviews just yet, we thought we might tease what's upcoming, get you excited, get us back in your feeds.
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's a really good way to put it. This is a radar ping, and it's like, ping, we're here, ping, we've got guests, ping.
Is there anyone out in the galaxy?
Yes. So, yeah, like Laura said, we wanted to take this moment to just kind of get back on your radar and give you a tease of the upcoming season, because we've got some great guests coming.
We do. Who are we kicking off with, Dave?
Oh, we're going to kick off with someone that I feel like we've talked about her a lot last year. And so we're really thrilled to kick off the season with a chat with Claudia Gray. Very exciting.
So excited.
She's the author of Lost Stars, High Republic Into the Light, one of my favorites, Bloodlines. She's written, I think, 7 Star Wars books. And we have a great conversation with her about her Star Wars journey.
Yeah, and she's got such great stories and anecdotes and just wisdom. I felt wiser after having spoken to her.
Yes, she has that effect.
Yeah, that's always where you want to be. You never want to be the smartest person on a call or in a room. Yeah.
Yes. And then we have Chris Kempshall, who's the author of Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire. He's a historian. I would say he's a Star Wars fan first and a historian professionally, and he combined those two things to become a Star Wars historian within the world of Star Wars.
Yeah.
What a fantastic move. How can I turn this into a podcast that is on Star Wars? Like, Mando's just flying around in his ship and Grogu's like, let's listen to something. Because that's what Grogu's going to sound like in the movies.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, hey, let's listen to What Does the Earth Mean to You? And it's you and me talking about this fantastical world called Earth.
In a galaxy far, far away. No, Chris is living the dream.
Yes.
He gets to wake up every day and do all of the things that he loves most, and that's something to celebrate. Yeah.
It is. It really absolutely is. And then we also have Marc Thompson, who is a narrator for Star Wars novels, and I was trying to list out what he was what novels he's in. He performs so many Star Wars audiobooks that it's just foolhardy to try and list them all out. But he's narrated everything from Legends books to the new canon in every era, High Republic, the prequel era, the sequel era. I don't know if he's done sequel era offhand, but probably. And he did, because he did Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, that's right. We did. We spoke about that.
Yeah, we listened to that one. And then the original trilogy era. And I think what is so amazing about him, he's more than a narrator. He represents the voices of the characters, and it becomes much more of a performance than a narration performance.
Yeah, I always love speaking to creatives like actors and voice actors. I was a theater kid, so I find that particularly fun to pick that kind of brain, like how they approach their craft.
And then, like we did last season, every other week we're going to have an interview with a Star Wars fan or creator or someone just finding out what Star Wars means to them. And then every other week we're going to have our episodes between episodes where we get to do a little more deep dive and reaction to the interviews that we had the previous week.
Yeah, where Dave and I just kind of, talk to each other for 2 hours and you hear about 40 minutes of it. Yeah.
Yes. So, and the other big thing, and I'm not sure if I'll cut this out or not. We'll see. You know what I hate? I may save this just so I can save this rant. You know what I hate? I hate when people say, maybe we'll cut this out. You know what? Either cut it out or don't. Don't give me the commentary while you're doing it. Just cut it out or don't. I don't care. I feel
like I'm always very specific. Like, we'll be recording something and I'm like, oh my God, I say, burn it.
Burn it. Yeah, no, which is fine because you're telling me as an editor, you know what, cut this out but
can I pretend I never said that? Yeah.
Yes, can I pretend I never? And trust me, I have a lot of those too. Even as I'm talking, I'm like, I'm cutting this out. In fact, we had a good one the other day where you made this I was like ranting about something and you made this transition to to the point of the episode, the topic at hand. And I just started laughing and you're like, I know you're going to cut that out.
Oh, well, yeah. Once you start ranting about social media, I know that you're not going to use it. You're like, fuck Twitter. And I'm like, yeah, no. That's not going to see the light of day. Yeah. What can people expect from What Does Star Wars Mean to You outside of our awesome guests, Dave?
Yes. Okay. So what I was saying was we are working on a new logo, which we're both really excited about. And we actually have not seen it yet. But hopefully by the time that the Claudia Gray interview gets up, we will have it locked and loaded.
Sorry, the way you said that tickled me.
Yeah.
No, we have not seen it yet. We did come up with its concept and we did put together a pretty extensive style board.
Yes. Yes.
We know exactly what we want, but we haven't seen it as of yet, as of this recording date. But we're very excited to show you our new look. Yeah. And
then we're also going to have some, we're going to structure the episodes between episodes a little bit more, having different segments and breaking it up and trying to, I don't know, I don't want to say remain on topic, but
no, let's be real. You're keeping us on track.
yeah, giving us segments to like pinpoint what we want to say a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's also nice. I always love it when some of my favorite go-to pods, I kind of know what to expect structure-wise, topic-wise.
Yes, I agree. It's
comforting.
And one of those things is Star Wars of the Week, and it's just, how did we Star Wars that week? Is there like a new action figure we got? Is there some new show that we just started watching? Or old show that we just started watching? Just what did we do with Star Wars this week? And if you want to join in on that conversation, please let us know how you Star Wars each week. And you can do so on social at Star Wars Means to You. That's Star Wars Mean, the number 2 and the letter U.
Should we talk about how we Star Wars'd over our break?
Yes,
would that be
let's
a fun...
do it.
Yeah. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, we've been gone since late November. And for me, it was all about Skeleton Crew. Like from December 3rd until mid-January, I loved Skeleton Crew. Elora and I were on Scarif Podcast talking about Skeleton Crew. So if you heard that, you kind of heard our piece with it. But still, I loved Skeleton Crew. I thought it nailed every aspect that I needed it to nail in Star Wars. I had some issues, but overall, it was fantastic. And I just ordered a Jod action figure. I forget his name.
Wow.
The Jude Law action figure.
Oh,
Jod Na Wood. Yeah. How did you Star Wars over the break?
Well, Skeleton Crew was a big one. Of course, if you did tune into Scarif Podcast, you know that I did not watch it weekly with everybody else. I kept myself spoiler free and I binged it all on a random Friday. That was honestly epic. I got to watch it like a big movie and I loved it.
Yes. Yeah. It's funny because to prepare for the Scarif podcast, I binged it as a rewatch.
Yeah.
And it held up. It held up so well.
It's great. I ended up watching it twice like that because my husband also wanted to see it. So I ended up watching it again that same weekend. But anyway, I mainly Star Wars over the holidays, though. And it was because my family Star Warsed for me, which was incredible. Nice. I don't know if that's how I want to say that, but I got some pretty amazing gifts for Christmas. I'm very lucky. The first shout out I want to do is to my wonderful mother, who I think heard me put her on a joking blast on the spot. I really wasn't that upset. But I put her on blast about the fact that we sold my action figures at a garage sale years and years ago. And she was at an antique store I actually don't know where she was. She was out of state. And she was in an antique mall, and she found a seller of all the original, like, Hasbro, like, all the ones I had from the prequel trilogy. Yes. And so she bought up, like, an armful of those, and I guess packed them in my brother-in-law's suitcase, because she didn't have space, so she called me. She filled his. And I just
a guy has so much less in his suitcase than a woman. What am I, 1985 comedian?
Yeah. Well, he joked. He was like, so I didn't get to bring anything home because it was full of your Star Wars action figures. But very sweet, both of them. Big fun. I was very excited about it. It was fun to kind of kick off my collection a little bit more than I had prior, because I think I'd only bought like 2 or 3 to replace them at that point. But the main event was my dad knew that I have been eyeing. I'm saying this so slowly because I don't want to get worked up. My dad, I cried on Christmas morning. He got me Dressing a Galaxy by Trisha Bigger, which everyone knows is out of print. And that was just, I'm holding it up to the camera as if people can see it, and they can't. It's in perfect condition. It's the most beautiful book. Everyone who's been listening for a while, or has at least listened to my What Does Star Wars Mean to You episode when I first came onto this pod, knows that the prequel trilogy fashion is one of the things that makes Star Wars to me. So this was very cool.
And we did a whole mini-sode about it, which was fascinating. It was like one of my favorite mini-sodes.
I wish I had this book when we did it. We might have to do another one. Actually, we might have to do a deep dive on the things I've learned in this. I mean, it's incredible, the detail, the art, the influence from all over the world, the consideration to, and I think I've said this on our mini-sode where we covered it too, but just like the consideration of pretty much every culture that we know on planet Earth kind of coming together in different ways to make up the fashion of the galaxy far, far away, to represent also a very similar, diversity. Oh, yes. It's just like, it's so good. Anyway, so that was how I Star Wars over break.
That is fantastic. So that's our episode between episodes. Or no, what did you call it? The episode before all episodes.
The episode before all episodes, which was mostly me just talking about my love of my parents. So sorry about that, audience. No, I'm not.
That's what Star Wars means to us this week. And we're glad to be back. Looking forward to this next season. And if you're liking the show, please give us 5 stars, give us a rating, share it with your friends, because we could, quite frankly, we'd like to grow the show. Yeah, we would. So if you've got friends who love Star Wars as much as you do, as much as we do, and you think they'd enjoy listening to us, give them a shout. And you can always reach out to us via social at Star Wars Mean to You. That's Star Wars Mean, the number 2 and the letter U. And then next week, our official first episode of season 3, we're talking to Claudia Gray. Yay! Till then, Dave, may the Force be with you. And with you. This is a radar ping, and it's like, ping, we're here, ping, we've got guests, Ping.
Is there anyone out in the
You've
galaxy?
Got mail. Yes. I'm totally cutting the "you've got mail" joke and highlighting that. That's funnier. And then this is going to become the secret scene at the end.
Do we have any rebels out there still with us? Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, this is Dave, and before we get to the show, I wanted to ask you a favor. One of our goals this year is to grow the show so that What Does Star Wars Mean to You reaches more listeners. And that's where we're asking you for help. And it's really easy. Wherever you listen to us, please hit that subscribe button. If you're liking the show, give us a 5-star rating and review on the platform you listen to us. We make a lot of fun of the algorithm and the smash that button thing, but it really does help us get noticed by new fans. And if you want to join in on the conversation, find us on social at Star Wars Mean to You. That's Star Wars Mean, the number 2 in the letter U. Now, let's chat some Star Wars.